What's going on, good people? Man, Tribe. No, it's not good people anymore. It's Tribe. What's up, Tribe? Um, it's been a minute, right? Man, it's been a minute. Last time I saw y'all, or last time I did a show, what did I do? Oh shit! Last time I did a show, I had on a pink wig. Boy, a lot can change, right? We're gonna talk about that for sure. You know, we talking about that, right? Um, so let me just check in, I guess, catch up. So just you know what, I had a lot of spinning plates in the air, and it was like between work and my job, which is good. It's all good stuff, but between work and trying to create a schedule and have content for this, and then just some other stuff going on in my life, and just life right now in general for everyone, it just I don't know, I started to feel myself get burnt out, so I just kind of pulled back. And then I also knew that like I told you before, I was taking notes on how I wanted to expand the set and how I wanted to move forward with the show, and the look I wanted to just go from like the makeshift just to kind of get it started, like we talked about in season 1, to just kind of like, let's make it what we wanted, and then full speed ahead. So we I don't know, I think we good, right? We good, right? Hey, oh, yeah. So even got the little Christmas decorations up, just because it's the last show of the year, and we don't take our Christmas tree down till after the new year, right? Yeah, the first weekend after the new year is when we take the Christmas tree down. But anyway, uh, man, what else has been going on with me? You know what? This year in general, and I know if you're into like Chinese astrology, you know that this was the year of the snake. But for me, like that really took form in my life as far as like transformation and like growing. More so just being deconstructed, like deconstructed to a point to where you have to kind of, I know it sounds, it's the slogan for all of the readers, but it's kind of like take what resonates and go. And that's kind of what I had to do. Like whatever I can salvage or whatever resonates, I'll take that and just move forward and build anew. But I'm here to tell you though, a part of that anew was this. It was stopping, not feeling obligated to a time or a schedule or a fake plan that we create for ourselves. We can talk about that more later, but just stopping and saying, hey, what do you want? Work on that. Don't create a schedule around stuff that you don't want or a vision that you don't want. So yeah, I'm happy with this. You'll see when we take the Christmas stuff down, hopefully we'll add a little more personality, but then I don't want it to be too cluttered. So we'll stay in this space. Also, another thing, I really have to get these shows down, you guys. So I am going to get these shows at or under 30 minutes for sure. I have to get them that short until we can, grow a following and a fan base, and then we can justify doing longer times. But right now, I'm missing out on the algorithm of all the smaller fish. So I got to get in the stream with the smaller fish so that we can grow back up to the big water. But either way, I'll give you the content. Another thing you need to know about the show is that we will be doing a countdown show now. So we're going to do a countdown of the 5 biggest stories from the week, and then we'll just do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or whatever. Of course, in an intro at the top of the show. But yeah, what else? I want to make sure I get it all. And I'm not going to burp. I don't think so. Anyway, I don't plan to burp. I think I took care of that. I actually think it was the chair. Once I switched the seating, because I'm sitting a lot lower, like before I was up on like the high stool. So that could have, I don't know. I'm just making shit up. But yeah, so you know what? Let's go ahead and just get into the story so you can get an idea of the new format. So let's start with number 5. Coming in at number 5, interestingly enough, I had a name for this segment that was like a pun off of the show House of Cards, but that word is not politically correct, so I can't use that word. So instead, this segment is called House of Whites. And House of Whites is just the White House, but it's just a House of Whites. And we're just going to talk about everything they got going on coming out of that way. Like our political segment we'll deal with that. Although politics kind of ties to our lives a lot now. But we're going to switch some stories up. Anyway, coming in number 5 is the House of Whites. I mean, what is not going on in the government right now? Like, what is not happening? Let's just right now. Like right now, I'm not even gonna like go past 30 business days, and I'm not gonna shoot ahead 30 days. Not business days, 30 calendar days, 30 business days. That's like what, 3 or 4 months? That shit crazy. But yeah, 30-day range, 60-day total range, right? 30, I don't know. 30 on each side, you get it. But just within that period of time, this administration has going on, or the amount of news cycles that this administration is occupying. Kennedy Center. Yeah, they're boycotting the Kennedy Center because they don't like, one, that he put his raggedy ass name on it. 2, they just not fucking, artists are very sensitive about their shit. And so when they not feeling it, they just not feeling it. And right now, nobody artistically is feeling this bullshit. So you got that. You got Epstein, the never-ending saga of Jeffrey Epstein. We have documents coming out. It feels like they're purposely sending them out like out of order and out of whack, and then everything is redacted. But thank God they don't know how to redact properly. So they're actually unredacting them on TikTok. So don't worry about that. Anything that's redacted is probably unredacted on TikTok. What else do we have? Oh, no, the Epstein thing. So there's a list of people that were on it. You have statements being made, or ambiguous statements from different groups of survivors. Like you have a group over here, a group over there, and then some individuals are coming forward, which is always great, especially with powerful people. If unfortunately, every day is not the day to have a voice. And so if that momentum catches on for your abuser, you just gotta, catch that thing and see how far it goes, because your story deserves to be heard. Okay, so let's put a pin in Epstein, because that's not going anywhere. Just know that we are past the deadline for them releasing the documents as set by Congress, and this is crazy town, the House of Whites. So rules aren't rules unless we say there are rules to oppress the people we don't like. Those are rules. What else? Nigeria. Yeah. Not to laugh at what we did, but just, I don't know. It was a full circle moment, which I'll explain later. Nigeria. We bombed Nigeria on suspicions of ISIS activity. An Islamic group, or ISIS Islamic group. Does the reason really matter? We know it's probably not the truth. We bombed Nigeria. In addition to that, Russia has started bombing the Ukraine under suspicion that Ukraine was targeting Vladimir Putin's house. Crazy, right? Actually, it's not even crazy. Like, the whole world is like, is this how world wars start? Like this, like little fires everywhere, and then shit just like kablooey? Because it feels like we are upon a kablooey. Let's add to the kablooey. Iran, pissed off. They said this is war. Now, not actual war, as in we're declaring war against the United States and Israel. It's more so, we not fucking with y'all. So just be on notice that anything you do from this point forward will be received as a hostile act, and we will retaliate as such. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Damn, I didn't know I had that. Sensei. So yeah, Iran is like, we're not having it, so now we got to keep an eye out for them. And that's just, because just months ago we were talking about Iran versus Israel, and they was, getting inside the Iron Dome, and shit moves quick, right? What else? Oh, shit. Student loans. So student loans are set to, the Department of Education, that does not exist because Linda McMahon's job was to dissolve the Department of Education. That department that does not exist just said that they will restart the garnishment of wages for those who are in default of their student loans, starting early January. They said January 7th, but that typically means, from my understanding, the process starts then. So it's still another like 30 to 60 days away. However, if your loans are in default status, I would say beat them to the punch. Call in. I believe they have certain programs. I actually know they do. I don't know the actual name of it, but they have programs where you can get on like a payment plan, and if you pay like consistent payments for 7 or 8 months, then they'll take you out of default status, and then they'll transfer you back over to a financial services. So if you know you're in default, I say don't wait for it. I say get ahead of it, get in front of it, because the more people that are coming to them with solutions or an alternative, I think they'll be a little more inclined to hear. Because once they get in the one thing about it is, once a garnishment has been added to your pay, from my conversations with HR professionals and my limited experience in HR in my earlier career, it's very hard to get those federal and state garnishments off your check. Like the process of getting that off. Now maybe it's gotten easier since I worked in it, but my last understanding is that as someone being garnished, it's pretty hard to get that off of you. So especially with student loan balances, because a lot of them have ballooned. Then the interest started back. So just get ahead of it if you can. Let's go ahead and knock out number 4. Coming in at number 4 is Anthony Joshua. And for 2 reasons, as you would expect, as of recent. I actually came on here to talk about Anthony Joshua in the sense of him having the triumphant ass whooping or beating the brakes off of the Great White Joke. And so I actually came here to talk about that and congratulate him, which I still want to. Congratulations to Anthony Joshua for beating the brakes off of the Great White Joke. But as of today, actually, when I'm filming this, which is December 29th, he was actually in a near-death accident today that actually claimed the lives of 2 of his very close friends. So first of all, sending prayers and positive energy and comforting energy to Anthony Joshua, because not only was he in, a serious accident, and there's videos online of him, being pretty much pried from the car, and from my understanding or from looking at it, he was in the back seat. And so the 2 friends, I believe, were in the front who didn't survive. So, man, what a whirlwind, man. That's life for you, man, though. 2 weeks ago, you're riding high on your victory, and, 2 weeks later, you're grieving, the people who were along for the journey with you. And now, man, give me a second. Yeah. And so now you're at the point where, man, it's like a reimagining. I mean, I'm not assuming to know how he thinks, but damn, that's a life shift. That's a timeline hop. Shit. Thoughts and prayers, I know, that's a sucky phrase these days, but genuine, authentic thoughts, sincere rather, thoughts and prayers to Anthony Joshua and the families of his 2 friends. It's so sudden, it's so tragic. It's right after Christmas, right before the new year. It's just it's just not good all the way around. So yeah, prayers to everyone who's affected by this near or far. And speaking of that, let's take a break and then we'll hop into number 3. But it somehow ended up segueing from number 4, which was, not planned, but here we are. That's how life works. So let's take a break. We'll be back with our new setup. I'm gonna do that a lot because that's just perfect, right? Okay, I'm being obnoxious. Let's take a break. Can I take a break? I wanna take a break. Alrighty, and we are back. All right, so let's just hop right into it. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this timetable down. I'm trying my best. Let's hop into number 3. And like I said before the break, number 3 is kind of a tie-in to our last story with Anthony Joshua. In that number 3 is just as we close this year out, and this is the thing that I do always. At the end of the year, I guess it kind of adds to, a little bit of seasonal depression of sorts. But as we get to the end of the year, I always think about the people who've passed in that year, whether, celebrities, but even people, personally. I always think about them in that year. And I always feel like, so I personally feel like time holds energy. And I really can't explain it beyond that, except for, I guess, what I'm about to say. I feel like if someone passes in 2025, then their energy lives within the calendar year of 2025. And so I know it sounds crazy, but just humor me. And so when we move into 2026, we physically leave their energy in 2025, and we move forward and we leave them there. So I always, not necessarily sad, but I'm always very reflective on that at the end of the year. And so now that I'm doing my pod or doing the show, I get to do that with you. So this is our first time doing it together. So just a quick, in memoriam to people that we've lost. And I'm going to put some graphics up, I'm sure, but I'll say some names, or we'll, do some names or put some names out. But so D'Angelo, man, I'm still not convinced that D'Angelo wasn't a time traveler already. He was just such a Renaissance man. And I've already did my whole D'Angelo spiel in a show earlier this season, so I'm going to be effective for time. Angie Stone, same thing. Angie Stone was literally the yin to D'Angelo's yang, even in the notoriety of their careers, where D'Angelo was thrust into the forefront, but would rather not be. Angie wanted that break, and she had to overcome so many people overlooking her, but their art was like yin and yang. Like, he had Brown Sugar for appreciation for women, and she had Black Brother, Strong Brother. Like, it was just, we lost, luckily we have their music. Their son that they share together lost both parents in one calendar year. So again, there I go with the calendar year stuff. But yeah, man, let's keep moving. Roberta Flack. Oh man, it's like we're losing recipes at this point. Man, we will never be free of Roberta Flack sound. And I feel like that is a win for us, and a win for art, a win for eternity. Like, we will never be free of what Roberta Flack has done for music. Like, we will always be aware. We will always be pulling from. We will always be hearing and thinking and reflecting. That's how high I think of Roberta Flack. Then more recently, millennials. Like, are we in a vortex? Like, in our lifetime, we have 2 vicious stabbings. I don't know if you can say that. 2 vicious stabbings in Brentwood in our lifetime. High profile Brentwood. Like, when it happened, and of course I'm speaking about the recent attack, or slaying rather, of Rob Reiner and his wife. Man, I mean, I don't know. It's like, I know they say it's almost true to the form that history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. Like, oh my God, am I a generation in? Like, is this a loop we're on, Like, anyway, who else do we have? Oh man, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Michelle Trachtenberg, Harriet the Spy. I exist in this form, like this, in this, there I go. I exist in this form because Harriet the Spy gave me permission. Because growing up, I didn't necessarily have language for who I was or how I felt. And so I always felt awkward. And so seeing Harriet the Spy, and I had the VHS, so I watched it a lot. And it was the orange, the Nickelodeon joint. But Michelle Trachtenberg as Harriet the Spy, she wasn't my quirky, but she was a specific quirky, and my quirky identified with it. And I was like, wow. So the way I do this or the way I do that, it's not that it's bad or it's not that it's wrong, it's that it's different. And different is okay. And different is okay. And so yeah, Michelle Trachtenberg, that was man. That was this year, right? I don't know. The years are running together. I think that was this year that we lost Michelle Trachtenberg. Um, yeah, it had to have been this year. Yeah, it was this year. So much has happened, right? So just in general, whoa. I mean, I mentioned her on the show, but Diane Keaton, like I said, it was so many people, man. So as we move into this next year, I just want to take a moment to thank all of those people for their gifts and wish them well on their journeys, wherever it takes them. I also want to say that individually to people who watch and to you and to your families, if you've lost someone this year, I want to wish you well, but I also want you to know that the best way to honor the people that have passed into the next phase of this project we're in called life, the best way to honor them here is to embody the things that you like about them. So that the world doesn't lose that, because if there's no one to carry on the warmthness of grandmother or the resilience of grandpa, if no one's to carry that on, then it leaves the planet with them, and we need that on this planet. Lord knows we need it more than that. Look, I got me calling on Lord. Lord knows we need it more now than anything. So yeah, I just want to send that out to everyone who's individually in pain and you're not, your name's not in lights or your loved one's not in lights. Just know that life mattered, and what that life will hold for us on earth is what you give us of it. So yeah, just, saying a prayer for all of you, thinking of all of you in this time, especially during the holidays. Naturally, that can be hard. As the holidays are a time of togetherness and unity and connection. So, yeah. So let's take another quick break, and then we'll come back and I'll wrap this thing up because I'm still trying to keep the time down. All right, so let's take a break. All right, welcome back, tribe. That's so funny. I was sitting here looking at the monitor. Look, my iPhone. I was sitting here looking at the monitor. Hey, we gotta talk like we in it, right? So I was looking at the monitor, and I realized it kind of caught myself off guard because I was looking down at my watch. I have my watch on. I'm controlling it through my watch, and so I was looking down at my watch, and when I looked up, the first thing I thought was, this is a very Diane Keaton look I got going. I wasn't even trying. Like, this something Diane? Okay, the hat will probably be white leather, but you know what I mean. Like the glasses, just the whole, like, it's raining outside, but I'm also just fly in the rain type shit. Man, rest in peace to Diane Keaton again. But yeah, so switch gears. Let's get into number 2, which is I don't even know what to call it right now. Is it Mammy Minaj, Maga Minaj? I know, right? It's Nicki Minaj, but or Maga Barbie. It's so many names floating around. I don't. The name doesn't matter. Man, the irony. So much has happened. The last time I was doing this show was the Halloween show, and I did the Black Panther costume on the first half, and the second half I did Samuel L. Jackson dressed as Nicki Minaj when he hosted the BET Awards and did Bees in the Trap, because that was trending at the time on TikTok. Had a pink wig on if you watched the last Halloween show. Crazy. Anybody who knows me knows I love Nicki Minaj. I love her music. I love her art. I love, even jokingly call myself an elder barb or whatever. But if you also know me and you watch this show, you know that there's one thing I say, and I thread it through this show, and I guess I'll thread it a little bit more just for the direction we're going to go in. I don't play about my people. I don't play about my people. I don't play with my people. I don't play with my people when it comes to my people. And what that means is if one of my people is playing with my people, then we got a problem within the people. And so that's what we have right now. Like, you know what's crazy about this? We already know what. So just to update you, just in case you don't know, Nicki Minaj has jumped ship and gone full MAGA, or maybe she came out of the Klan outfit. I don't know. Whatever it was, Nicki Minaj is now suspectedly grifting. It feels like grifting. It is grifting. I'm going to call it grifting. I don't think it's genuine. The fact that it's fake doesn't make it okay. It actually makes it even worse because now it just looks desperate for relevancy or fame or to get that default judgment off your house. Like, and that's not really my business. It's only my business because it's like in the news. But all in all, like taking this angle, like doing this, like this is trash. And like I said, I don't play about my people. So like I'm so upset by this, but I don't want to get mad. So I'm kind of like stumbling a little bit. So here's the thing. For you to build your career, and when I say build, I mean build. We've watched you build your career. Like we've watched. That's honestly why a lot of people either look the other way before this and entertained your nonsense or disregarded your nonsense. Because trust me, you have been full of nonsense for a very long time, almost since inception. You have been a lot. High maintenance. But you were worth it because we were watching you build something, and we believe, quite like Kanye, ironically, we were watching you build something, and we know that it takes a level of insanity to think that you, of all people in the world, could be that. And so we supported you, and we looked the other way, or we justified, or whatever, your antics along the way, because there have been antics along the way. But when you get to this point, the only question I really have is, no, I don't even have a question. Whatever it was, I hope it's worth it. Whatever exchanging your entire legacy over for, because be clear, you can rap and you will go down as Nicki Minaj, the rapper who you are, but be very clear, your legacy has taken a detour. It will never be the same. I don't even know how you come back into rap after this. Like, if you come back into rap and you take a shot at me and I'm Cardi, you take a shot at me and I'm Meg, you take a shot at me and I'm Lotto, the first thing I'm doing is lighting your ass up on this MAGA shit. I'm lighting you up. Like, you will never live it down. Like, I will write song after song. I will drop a whole album about you abandoning not only hip hop, but just in general, like black people. Like, I mean, damn, talk about a kick in the teeth to the culture, right? I mean, damn. Like, this is gross. And you know what? Honestly, if it's a personal choice of yours, have at it. You got it. You can do what you want to do because you are your own human. You have agency over who you are and what you want. But what we get to decide is to no longer sign up for this shit. Like, you got it. Don't come back. We don't trust you. You don't have integrity. You spent all these years talking about integrity. And then, I mean, but it was kind of rolling out in front of us because you would never talk about a child. And then you went to talking about kicking somebody's kid in the teeth. Like, it was there. It was like, it was devolving. You know, we saw it. We're not too surprised. It's just like, how low can you be? How low can you get? But all in all, even after this, I wish you well on that side. I just wish you well over there. Kind of like with Snoop Dogg and all of y'all. Like, if that's the life y'all want to be, if y'all want to be those people, if y'all want to be the new O.J. Simpsons and the new Herschel Walkers and the new, I mean, low-key Charles Barkley's. Like, you know, if y'all want to, the new, motherfucking Tiger Woods. Like, if you want to be those new people, then y'all can be those new people. and we'll just review y'all, view y'all as we view them. And we know what that is. Like, no disrespect to them, but it is what it is. You showed up how you showed up, and now we look at you how we look at you. So just be okay with that. But y'all, we not fucking with it. It's not cool. You betrayed the community. You a sellout to yourself. Like I said, it was a kick in the teeth to the culture. Like you threatened it. I mean, but it's par for the course, I guess, dealing with you. So this is just where we part ways, baby. Thanks for the music. I listened at it on the iPod because that's about it. That's it. We wrapping it up. And so with that though, so my wheels got to turning. And so I gotta be quick. I'm trying to wrap this up. I'm trying to stay within my time rather, not wrap it up. I'm enjoying this. But then, so how do I want to frame this? Okay, first we'll talk about Lizzo. So then Lizzo just came out with a statement and she said basically a PSA or warning to everyone in the community, in the culture, whatever, marginalized group you come from, but primarily to Black people is where she was leaning with it. She was basically saying, be prepared to see your favorite celebrities and Black icons capitulate and start endorsing or sliding over to the MAGA side for money. And so, hold on. And so she's kind of like setting up the play, and she kind of like, just be prepared to see them, crossing the line and doing this, for money. It's going to be a lot of that, because think about it, we are still only in year 1 of his presidency. And so, disclaimer, I am not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not. I don't create, nor do I live by, nor do I protect vigilantly a theory or a conspiracy. Although, because there have been several conspiracies that have been proven right, and I've shared that on the show before, I am what I would call a conspiracy enthusiast. And to me, what that means is I'll entertain it because I'm actually one of those people who's able to observe without absorbing. So I'll observe it. And then honestly, I do it because I want to get in there and I want to try to make it practical so I can disprove it. Like really, I'm in there trying to I'm like a little parasite. Like I'm trying to find out the conspiracy so I can dissect it and be like, okay, you're putting 20 on 10 on this, But I think I've spent so much time in those rabbit holes that I have come up with my own conspiracy theory. So, first of all, I've done absolutely no research on this. This is just, like I said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I'm not like Ian Carroll, like connecting dates and pulling up paperwork. And Ian Carroll be like the goddamn Minority Report. He'd be like, if you look up here, then Diddy was on the boat with, I'm not doing that. This is just me observing. Again, I observe, and because I observe, I'm able to kind of store stuff. And so, and if a puzzle piece fit, it comes to the front. Like if I see something and then something else comes forward, it's just like, oh, that fits. And then I put those 2 pieces together, and then another piece, uh-oh, that fits. That's 3 pieces. That's, that's not, you can't make a picture out of that. Well, I got a pretty sizable few pieces together. So hear me out. So when Lizzo made that statement, that was the final piece where I was like, okay, I kind of got a picture coming together here. So this puzzle starts actually in Trump's first term. Yep, I'm taking it back to the House of Whites. That's what I was referencing earlier. If you look at Trump's first term, which, by the way, MAGA, is where all this Epstein fallout happened. It happened under his first term. Epstein died under his watch as president. And so if you go back to that, and then how they say history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. Sometimes I think that's by design. Sometimes I think people can do that. But anyway, let me make this short. So basically, Epstein was in jail at the time, awaiting sentencing because of the stuff, the Epstein stuff. And his houses were raided, all his properties were raided, all his stuff was seized and held by the government, right? And now, fast forward to the second term, and that government, well, he's, not with us anymore. He couldn't see it through. He said he was done. And that's where I'll leave that. But anyway, so the president, I'm sorry, wait. Oh, so fast forward to the second term, and then you look at this Diddy stuff, and now the Epstein stuff is starting to trickle out by hook or crook because you can't keep stuff under wraps for too long. It's gonna get out. It's gonna see the light of day. There's gonna be a crack. There's gonna be a leak. Somebody's not gonna pay their pussy bill, and kablooey. You know what I'm saying? I'll explain that pussy bill thing another time. I promise. It's a real thing, and it's from a book. But yeah. So back to the president. So this second term, the fallout is happening from the Epstein stuff because he's no longer here. But then the Diddy stuff, you know, takes a rumbling. And I know the timelines aren't that great. That's why I said I'm a conspiracy enthusiast. This doesn't have to line up for me. This is just me talking to you. And so the Diddy stuff comes out. What happens? Boom. The Cassie suit gives it legs. And this is not, first of all, pause. This is not to absolve anything that anybody has done at all. These people are still gross. These people are still disgusting. These people are still very much so vile. Can't be trusted. Babysitter. No, no, no. You know what I'm saying? So this is not that. This is just me trying to put the puzzle together. Or put a puzzle together. See if I can make a picture. So fast forward to the Diddy stuff. His homes are raided in Miami, ironically, where Epstein had a house in Miami and New York. Diddy had a house in Miami and LA. Miami's a good time, right? So the houses are raided, stuff is confiscated, cameras, footage, everything. They said they told us how much they found, hours and hours and hours and terabytes and terabytes and terabytes of stuff, right? That all goes to the same place because it's federal. That all goes to the same place that the Epstein stuff goes. Wow. So now the federal government is in possession of the Epstein stuff. And when I say Epstein stuff, I mean the list of people, of influential people, global world leaders. Got that? And now they're also in possession of the Diddy stuff, which is culture personified, the black excellent, elite, all. If they've been at the party, which also, remember I said earlier, celebrities are awkwardly quiet right now when I was talking about the Diddy stuff earlier? Okay, that was a puzzle piece that I connected. Okay. So this one entity, the federal government, has access to not only all of the debaucherous stuff, but they also have access to the people that Epstein and Diddy could have possibly been blackmailing. So we have, oh man, this reminds me of Charlie's Angel Full Throttle, the Halo rings with all of the, did you watch it with the Halo rings and Demi Moore? And okay, so maybe that's where I'm pulling this from. Maybe this is not a conspiracy theory. Maybe this is a unlocked memory of how anyway, here we are. So yeah, they have all this information and they have all of the blackmailees. And so what if the Trump administration is just, and they don't want to release the information not because they give a damn about who's on it, but they want to use it to their benefit. I bet they are milking these people dry behind the scenes. I bet they're getting celebrity endorsements, not to absolve anything. They're getting celebrity endorsements. I bet they're getting flat out checks and cash. I bet they're getting people to show up and perform at sporting events. I bet they are keeping certain people quiet. And you notice everybody's quiet because at the end of the day, we can agree on this part of my conspiracy enthusiasm. The US government is in possession of all of those tapes with all of those people and all of those lists. And to connect the last dot, the US government is not Joe Biden. The US government is not Barack Obama. The US government is gutter snipe Donald Trump. He's consolidating power above the line. Do you know what is happening in his underworld of depravity? Do you? Do you? I don't, but this is what I've just laid out for you. This is the idea of just the tipping point of the debaucherous, deviant activity going on below. Look what they're doing in our faces. They're consolidating media. They're consolidating publishing. They're consolidating industries. They are dissolving industries. They're doing that above board. They're doing that in the light of day because they found legal loopholes. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I almost knocked that over. Can you imagine? My goodness. Okay, this show is run over and I have to cut. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Okay, so all in all, take that with a grain of salt. I may have to cut that out. I may have to cut that out and chop it. Shit. Okay, so let's do this. Let's take a break and we'll come back and we'll do number one. I promise. All right. I'm sorry. I got carried away. This show might run over a little bit. I gotta get this in check, y'all, for real. I'm gonna start running a tight ship. I'm gonna fix this. But anyway, let's just get into number one so I can salvage whatever time I have left. My points are actually very succinct on this. Number one is about just this year in review and New Year's resolutions. And so people always talk about, we all do it. I personally don't do it just because I don't know if I've shared this with you. I always feel like your new year is your birthday. So any resolution you set will probably hold more meaning if you set it on your birthday versus just an arbitrary day in the calendar year, but not arbitrary. It is arbitrary. If your birthday is not January 1st, it's not, it's the first for everybody. Rent due. Yeah. So my number one is for New Year's resolutions. I think given the year we've had, before we move into resolutions, I think we need to have some New Year's revelations. And I think going forward, before you set a resolution in your personal life, let's review the revelations. And so Christians like that. I know they like that part. Let's review some revelations. So this is a revelations, in my opinion, from 2025, headed into 2026, so that we operate better. First of all, this is Trump's world, and we are just in it until further notice. This does not mean capitulate. This does not mean to be coddled or not coddled, but imprisoned by fear. This means you need to understand the climate you're in. This is not the Brene Brown climate that we're used to, where you can go around and be all vulnerable for everyone. Now, your vulnerability is important. So make sure you find your trust tribe where you can be vulnerable with them and reserve your vulnerability for your trust tribe. Everybody, you can't be vulnerable out here like it's Brene Brown and we're floating in Lake Travis anymore. Not right now. Put that shit on ice, okay? Another revelation. Celeb culture, again, in my opinion, is under blackmail by the federal government. But in general, hopefully this breakdown in celeb culture in this set of 2025 where it's just been disappointment after disappointment after disappointment, hopefully that disappointment points you to the fact that no, and ironically I'm quoting Oprah, no one's coming to save you. No one cares about you. Be grateful that they gave you a soundtrack to put your life together to. Be grateful that they gave you art and music to escape from the world when the world seems too much, or when you want to tap into your emotions, or, be grateful for the art that they provide. But take these people off these pedestals. These people are prepared to leave your ass in the wind. And when it comes to saving their own ass, they will kick the culture in the teeth and jump over on Erica Kirk's lap. Why is Erica Kirk even a thing right now? The woman's, her values aren't even aligned with her husband. She's her husband's op based on values. Like, I wasn't a fan of Charlie Kirk, but I know this is not the game he was playing. He wouldn't have let Nicki Minaj take the trash out in the arena where he spoke, let alone come up on the stage and talk to him about boys will boys be boys. And then Nicki telling black women, be nicer to white women. Blonde hair, blue-eyed white women. She was specific. So brunettes, y'all are fucked. Anyway, moving on as far as revelations. Black community. I actually got 2 notes for the black community just because I love you so much. Firm but I'm fair. Black community. The church of yesteryear is not the church of today, and you need to act accordingly. I don't mind, nor do I have a right to mind you having a spiritual relationship or connection. But if you don't understand that even within your religion, it is segregated and segmented, which is why you go to your church where people look like you. And even if you go to the big mega church, you probably still associate with people who look like you. It is not the church of yesteryear. It's not the foundation of community. It's not the foundation of activism. It's not those things anymore. They are handcuffing and hauling pastors out by the busload for touching kids. You need to start treating the church like your job. Them people are not your friends. Go in there, get what you need, and hit the gate. That's what you need to do. And you need to start fostering and building community with like-minded people who share your vision for not only your immediate community and family, but your tribe at large. That's what you need to start doing. That is how you're going to rebuild the church. But all this performative stuff that they got going on, that's just a cash meal now. I mean, it's always been a cash meal, but it's nothing but a cash meal now. So, black people, you know I love you, and I'm firm, but I'm fair, and I really did say that with care. You need to reevaluate your relationship with the religion and your church affiliation. I'm not saying leave. Like I said, spiritual grounding is important, and however you get it is how you get it. But you need to look at it. That battery is corroded, and eventually that car ain't gonna start. And if you know about cars, you pick that up, although it's pretty self-explanatory. Last one for black people, black family, black community, revelations. Before we can have a resolution, revelation. Black excellence is dead. Black excellence is dead. Black excellence is dead. It is done. It is done. Because what we're doing right now is we're taking anything black and slapping an excellent sticker on it. And that's not what black excellence was born out of. So what we need to do is we need to reverse engineer this shit and get back to being excellent blacks. Because see, Aretha Franklin was an excellent black. She studied ballet. She could play the piano. That range, are you kidding me? She was an activist. Aretha Franklin died on one of J. Edgar Hoover's list as someone to watch because of her activism for the black community during civil rights. That's an excellent black. Debbie Allen, I'll fast forward if you don't want to go that far back. Debbie Allen, choreographer extraordinaire, actress, she directed Amistad. She was a part of, come on, man. Debbie Allen, we already know, we already know Felicia, Queen Felicia and Claire Huxtable. We already know that. Excellent blacks. They were excellent first. And that black just shined brighter because of it. Jasmine Guy. Tons of people. Now I'm drawing a blank just because now I've started naming people. That's how shit goes. But we were excellent. And then we were black. Lil Raven Simone was acting, and then she started rapping, and it was different. And somewhere along the lines, we lost our way, and we thought that the only thing that was important was being seen and not seeing. It's too much going on in this world that are affecting so many segments of the black community, be it black women, be it black LGBTQ, be it black men with mental health. Nobody is speaking up. Nobody is being active. Everybody just got their hands out and want us to buy their stuff. In clearly what is an economic downturn, but I suspect is a full-on recession. They just will let us know when it's convenient or when it's over and then blame it on Biden. You know how that shit goes. But no, black excellence is dead. We've watched the rise and falls of these gargantuan figures. And while they created great for the art and great for the culture, they taught us a lesson of what it takes to get that. And that's not the lesson. That's not what it is. We get there from being great. We got there, unfortunately, from being twice as good, even though we were getting half as much. We got there by working hard. And our hard work just happened to outwork everybody in the room. That's how that happened. And when we weren't given seats, we built tables. We have to get back to that, because this show and this facade of Black excellence is wearing thin. And honestly, everybody can see it. That's why they're fragmenting off our culture, and it's almost like a damn yard sale of Black culture. They're grabbing the pieces they can profit off of, and they're running. They don't have to give anything to it, because nobody's demanding that. Nobody's producing that. Singers can't sing. Actors, usually they have a huge following on socials. Is how they got the role. Who's reading? Who's writing? No, where are the poets? Why don't we celebrate poets? Samara Joy is a gift from God. That woman's range and vocals, but we don't celebrate jazz to the degree that I feel like we should anyway. And so we don't talk about stuff like that. We don't celebrate and uplift stuff like that. Samara Joy should be at every award show, but unfortunately she can't, because all of the award shows just feel like the let out. I'm not gonna say I know we better than this. I'm just gonna say it. We're better than this. And while I don't like saying stuff like this in front of, mixed company, it is what it is. And the mixed company watching, I saw the exit polls. So what I would advise you to do is go look at those exit polls. Start there, because our exit polls are actually on point. Start there with your exit polls and work inward into your communities, because several of them are fragmented. We're in this situation because there are several fragments across the American fabric. Be clear. So don't look at this as me, Black on Black crime. Look at this as an opportunity to apply what I'm saying to my community, to your community, because everybody's shit is off the rails right now. So we're going to figure it out. That's one thing we good for. And thankfully, that's epigenetics. We don't get to choose that. We know how to figure it out. That's why, side note, non-Blacks, that's why y'all don't hear a lot about what's going on right now from us. Because quiet as it's kept, not so quiet as it's kept, because it was by design. This has been our reality. This economic downturn you're experiencing is most of our reality. That's called growing up. That's called getting it out the mud. That's called jumping off the porch. That's called being twice as good to get half as much. We're not new to this, we true to this. Hell, if anything, while we don't fuck with him like that, we could give Trump a bit of a one piece clap, because for the first time we got a president who made all y'all asses Black. Now y'all all Black. Now y'all all answering to those stereotypes that you placed upon brown and Black and darker skinned people in this country. Now you all struggling. Now you all can't find a job. Now you all out of work. Now you all got more month than money. Now you all keeping your head above water, making a wave when you can. Welcome to Black America. America. I think that's enough. I think we can stop there. Just know, I'm back. I'm back, we back. Baby. Thank you for sticking around. If you didn't stick around, I'll circle the block. I'll come get you back. I promise. I'm going to clip this shit up so beautiful. I'm going to chop it up like they be doing on all them drug shows y'all be watching. I mean, y'all got a man of power. What's the BMF? Let me shut up for 50 cents. Shit. No, hey. No, just playing. But no, I'm back, man. We finna talk some real shit going into 2026. We're at a point right now in time where we can't sugarcoat shit. We just gotta get it out there. And I ain't trying to make no enemies, but I'm not running from the truth, and I'm not gonna let anybody who watch this run from it either. So buckle up, baby. We finna get it going. And until next time, keep your light on for me. Take care.